All right, guys, what's going on? It is my Saturday morning. I had to wake up extra early for this one. It's 5:45 a.m. here in Sydney. I'm watching the weigh-ins live on DAZN. Devin Haney's currently on the scale. It's free on YouTube. I'm not streaming it because I don't want to get flagged. It's weird. I think certain boxing content creators on YouTube have access to stream this sort of stuff. I'm definitely not one of them. I'm just nobody knows me. So the boys know me, but I like keeping it that way. So Norman just jumped on the scale. We know that they did the ceremonial weigh-ins a few hours ago, or they weighed in a few hours ago. This footage is more like ceremonial, so you could see them on the scales and you can see the face-offs. So, like I said, this content is free on YouTube. I'm just showing you what DAZN has on their Instagram. We're going to get into the current odds after this. So, Bam's already weighed in. Now, Dev and Norman are face to face. And Dev's trying to do his psychology thing. Norman ain't having any of it. They are face to face. I can't wait for this one. The odds really haven't shifted at all. I want to welcome all the new Johnny Says Boxing insiders. I woke up this morning. We got 10 new VIPs in the Discord. Guys, we're approaching 300. So within our first 4 months, we're at about almost 300. I say thank you. That link is pinned right here in the comment section. It's a couple bucks a month. Click the link to find out more. Norman and Dev are face to face, staring down. No one's winking an eye. No one's blinking an eye. I'm going to see if DAZN Instagram is updating it. This was Noakes. This was Noakes and Abdullah. As you guys are tapping in, let me know where you're tapping in from. Never gonna 85844. We'll get to that in a second. Shout out to great name, by the way. Shout out to you don't know shit about boxing 616. Hey, here's how you get the Discord, brother. So go to my main YouTube interface now. So go to my main YouTube interface, and you have a section open to you called members on the post section, and you'll see the Discord link. So Dev and Norman just now have broken. They just now broke the stare. Neither one of them are blinking. Dev's big, man. It's crazy to think Dev was making 35 all those years. Man, Haney, how much weight was he cutting, man? He looks bigger than Dev. He looks bigger than Norman at 47. And I've always said that Norman is kind of like perfect for the division at welterweight. Not a big welterweight, but not a small one. And he doesn't. Rumor is he doesn't cut a lot of weight. They said he only walks around at like 156, and you can see it. And from a performance side, you always got to side with the fighter who doesn't cut a lot. Dev's just a naturally bigger dude. I can't wait for this fight. Like I said, you guys know I'm going with Norman, but I'm not going to be upset with whoever wins. I'll be salty if Dev wins just for my pick, but from a boxing sort of purist perspective, if Devin wins, it'll be awesome for his career, and it'll be good to see him get back on track. But I have Norman winning, and if Norman wins, I think it'll be the a new era for boxing. You know what I mean? Because then you have a 24-year-old kid who's defending his belt, who kind of dethroned the generation, a couple years prior to him. All the things that Haney has done in his career at only 27 years old, Norman could snatch all that with this victory. So it's going to be interesting. So yeah, you don't know shit about boxing, go to my main page on YouTube. You'll see the post section and you'll see the Discord link. It's a one-use link, so don't try sharing the link. All the VIPs know that you're paying to be in there. If you try to share the link, you're going to get blocked. I have it set up that way, and I don't assume you'll do that anyway. I'm going to get to the UFC fights in a second. History Vault, Johnny Fernandez and Casamonica, Suboy and Quadras. Yeah, so I do have these fights broken down. I didn't do stats on live videos on them. I think that John Furr is going to just be a little bit too much for Armando Casamonica. That fight is in Spain. When we're talking about A side versus B side, Fernandez, he's the A side here. the odds are tempting. I know some of the boys online were talking about Casamonica, the dog. I'm not. I went with Fernandez and then Suboy Quadras. Quadras on paper, it's really tempting to play that fight, considering Quadras 50 pro fights. He he took Bam Rodriguez the distance a few years ago. And Suboy, this is his third pro fight. There's sharp money. I got messages on from some of my sources in our Discord. We have professional bettors in the Discord. We have professional fighters in our Discord. We have professional coaches. One of my sources DM'd me. He said that there is a lot of sharp money on Suboy. That's all I'm gonna. And then Veron versus Villa. I think it's Veron's time. I got Veron in that fight. These are great fights, though, guys. Great question, History Vault. I'd like to hear your thoughts too, though, mate. You know what time it is. Alpha's in the house. Codename Cruz in the house. What's up, boys? How's everyone doing? I just bet on yards just in case. Look, I've never been a guy to bet against. I think I bet against Dave Benavidez maybe once a few years ago. I'm not playing that. I'm not playing that these days. Benavidez, man, it's hard to bet against him. We got another VIP insider, V in the house, 007. What's good, brother? How you doing? So I'm going to be going live one more time today. Once I get back from sparring, it's 5:50 in the morning here in Sydney. And then I have sparring at 8 a.m. So what I'm going to do is stay on till about 6:45. I'm going to grab something tiny to drink. And then I'm going to go to the gym. And then I'll come back on for the Pro Box card. So if you guys are bored or you're not doing anything, tap into the channel. I do want to see the Pro Box card. Those cards are always great. You got Paulie and Algieri doing the announcing. It's a good weekend of boxing, boys. Wherever you're tuning in, I say thank you. We don't always have to agree. I know some of you guys are tapping in with Dev. Good pick. I'm going with Norman. Good pick. And hopefully we just see a great fight. If Brian is going to be able to cut the ring off, and if Devin's game plan is to fight Brian, we're going to have a fun fight. And we'll see what happens either way. And I think it's good for boxing. Brian's only 24. Dev just turned 27. Dev's just now entering his physical prime. You got Brian, who's not even in his physical prime. This is what boxing needs. Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes. This is what boxing needs. They got Benavidez's son on the screen right now. Shadow boxing. I'm here for it. So Benavidez and Yard are about to weigh in. You guys can watch the weigh-ins for free on YouTube. I'm on a delay because I'm playing it on DAZN's Instagram. But I have the big screen in the background here. I just bought it. It comes next week. I don't know anything about technology, but I just bought one of those Sony OLED TVs that kind of do this. They wrap around, and I'm hoping that this is how little I know about technology. Do people stream from? Can you stream from a big screen like a TV or no? Because I bought a new. I'm using the new iPad, and my Mac is a couple years old, so the Mac's streaming capability shit. And then I got a new TV, so the TV I needed a new TV anyway. I'm messing with like this one's pretty big. The newer one, the Sony one's freaking ridiculous. It's about time I invested in a new TV too. I think this one's like 8 years old. All right, so Yard is always in shape. We know that. Yard's always in shape. Will the third time be a charm for Yard? This is his third time at a world title. He's 0-2 in his last 2 opportunities. Big underdog here. I know some of the surface money is going to be coming in on Yard just because the odds. I'm not betting against Benavidez, mate. Representing the Mexico flag there. Got his belts. Got his little son. You got to love to see it. I remember hearing about Benavidez when Kelly left Jack Lowe at the end of his career, and he went out to RGBA. He went out. It was either a wild card or RGBA for his last few fights, and he was telling me about Benavidez when Dave was like 16 years old. And then we know, I think what's more mainstream is you guys know that Dave was sparring with Golovkin when he was younger too. That's a fight that I always think about if we had a time machine. Golovkin versus Pavlik. Or even Pirog versus Golovkin. So that fight was supposed to happen. Dmitry Pirog, before he retired due to all those back injuries. Dmitry Pirog versus Gennady Golovkin would have been a fun fight. the boys are tapping in. We got an educated ass chat, man. So as you guys, if you guys aren't in the Discord and you don't have a star by your name, all the boys on here with the stars that are in the Discord. If you're new to the channel, it's not just me. We are a growing group. Our Discord's about 300. The YouTube, we're flirting with 27,000. I've been at this, I've been building the Discord for about 4 months. YouTube, I'm going on my third year, pretty much third year of just boxing. It's a passion of mine, but it's not just me. I learn just as much from the chat. And so we have an open door policy in terms of questions. Guys, if you even want to come on the live stream, the link is in the Discord. So that's another benefit to joining our Discord is you get more accessibility on the live stream. So we have a live call-in feature. Anybody who wants to call in and come on right now and talk about the fights, you can. You'll get platformed. Most people deplatform folks, not us. We will platform you. Get your ass on the live stream. Somebody call in and bring that ass on the live stream. Let's go. So Yard and Benny just weighed in. Yard always looks kind of drawn out to me at the weigh-ins. He must be cutting a lot of weight. He always kind of. Dude, this is a great weekend of boxing, boys. Let's go. Okay, so this is Benny and Yard showing each other love. Villa's going to be a problem. Be nice if you use a jab. Yeah, so what I'm hearing, boxing, so what I'm hearing, and look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I did all as much work as I did on the ring card, on the Pro Box card. On the Pro Box card, I did kind of what I call surface level work. I watched all their last fights. Kingdom Life in the house. Guys, I'm going to bring on right now in about 5 seconds my boy Kingdom Life. He's in our Discord. He's another dude that, wins week in and week out. So here we go. Add to stage. My guy. What's up, brother?
What's going on, bro? Peace, light, and love, bro.
Yeah,
Man.
we got you. We got you on the live. Are you watching the weigh-ins as well?
Yes, sir. I'm on it right now, fam. I'm watching the weigh-ins right now. I just got back in, just got off work mad early. I was like, yeah, I got to catch these weigh-ins. I got to go back home, go over these notes, man.
Yeah.
But like you said, man, a lot of the Norman fight, we can't add that to no parlays right now.
Nah.
I'm still not confident in adding that fight to any of my parlays because it's all based off of Devin Haney. We don't know what Devin is going to show up. I was telling someone this earlier. We don't know if it's going to be the traumatized Devin from this last fight, or is it going to be the Devin that fought Regis and Loma? You know what I'm saying? We just don't know. And that's the only reason. If he would at least had one fight, after the traumatized fight that he showed us, then maybe I would have had a solid pick on him. But right now, no, I'm keeping that a straight bet, man. I'm keeping that separate from everything else, man.
I got to be honest with you too, man. Everybody knows from my end, I've picked Norman to win this, but the more I'm watching, the closer we get to fight night. It's not that I'm anti-Devin. Part of me kind of wants to see Devin at his peak and have one of those classic Haney performances because I think it'll be good for the sport. But for that to happen, I feel the odds of that to happen for me are a little bit too low than for me to bet on Norm. But you're right.
Exactly.
So we'll see. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I can't really trust that. See, this is another thing I was thinking about as well when it comes to that fight, man. Like when I was watching Norman do his the pre-workout or whatever showcase. Yep. I didn't because people are saying he don't have feet, don't have the jab. I can tell that he was just doing a little extra just to kind of prove a point. I don't want him to go in that fight. Hopefully, we're hoping and thinking that he has an intelligent team and his dad is intelligent enough to know that, hey, we do plan on cutting off the ring, but we're not just going to go in there and looking for the knockout. Because if that's the case, what if it's round 3? Next thing you know, you go get your popcorn, it's round 6. Next thing you know, you go to the bathroom, come back, it's round 12. Next thing you know, we're all fucked. And it's, you know what I mean? So I'm dude, I hope to goodness that's not the only plan. Because we already know, if you just go in there looking for the knockout, then that means you probably don't have a plan B. And I'm just hoping he also doesn't think that he needs to prove to people hey, I got footwork, watch me cut off the ring, watch how, and being kind of antsy about moving and stuff like that, especially if we get the Devin from last time. Because if we get the Devin from last time, I'm actually, I think that Devin from, Ramirez fight, I think he would do better than the Devin that fought Reyes and Loma and, Cambosis and everything like that, because that movement is just crazy. Like, he would be literally chasing the chicken around the ring. And I would believe if the team is smart, they know the blueprint is going to be we got to get him out of there with a body shot. We got to do some devastating body work. We got to stay disciplined, focus, and lock in on the body work to slow this man down, because he went down from a body shot from Cambosis. I don't care what nobody said. I looked at that in slow motion. I looked at the feet. He never got tripped. Cambosis went in with a feint, and then he went in with another left, missed the left. Then he hit him with a body shot, and I know he went down from the body shot because his legs went gone. They went stiff. They went straight. So he held on to his right hand and was holding on to him, and Cambosis was trying to let loose. And then when you saw Haney on the ground, his legs were stiff, straightened out, and you could see the look on Haney's face. He was like, "Fuck, I just got the knock. He just got a knockdown off of me." But the ref was like, "Nah, no knockdown." Saving Haney again. And so you can see the look on his face, like, "Shit, I just got knocked down from a fucking body shot." And that was the body shot. You know what I mean? And then he let him recover. So I was like, "Damn!" Like, he didn't know to continue to the body work. So that's the first time I've seen Devin really get hurt to the body. So I know he could be hurt to the body, and that should be Norman's game plan. It's like dummy proof at this point.
The thing about what you said, I feel that nobody's really talking about is when you talked about the fathers and the camps and the game plans, people kind of forget just because Norman Sr. wasn't a world champion or world class pro. He lived, he grew up in the game. He's a former pro
Right.
fighter. So he knows the psychology going into fight week, the psychology of what to show, what not to show in terms of how much to give away. Because we've seen, I mean, just in this fight week, you've heard Norman talk about his fight IQ. We broke down that setup against Jin Sasaki about Norman was saying during fight week he picked up on Sasaki match and mirroring him at fight week, and he was like, I'm gonna catch him in the fight doing the same thing. And that jab to the body, that level change jab to the body setup, and that angle hook, Jesus. So you got to think that mental IQ advantage just from his dad being a pro, you got to think that what you said, whatever Norman was giving away during fight week, that was probably intentional.
Right. And another thing about the whole camp thing, if they're, making sure they have a plan B and A, is I guess it would be kind of, not too suspect, but to look into it, because a lot of people are like, man, his dad be giving him bad corner advice sometimes. When they were like Tim Bradley was saying it, doing his fights, he was like, hey man, he told him, he's like, what should I do? And his dad was like, hey man, you got to figure it out, or hey man, you got to hit him a little harder down there. And he's like, what kind of advice is that? So I'd be like, oh, I don't know. But then it can go the same way for Devin, because Devin's dad, like I said, he used to be on that nose candy, and he was letting his son get knocked down multiple times. You know what I mean? He was letting his son get knocked down multiple times, and he was just letting it flow. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, dude, like, you're not going to, and we already know the ref was kind of saving them too. They got money. I don't know if the ref had money on that or what, but he was definitely saving them in that fight, like, hands down. But, Norman's dad, not Norman's dad, Bill is definitely no better than Norman's dad, I think, when it comes to, corner advice, at least. So, I mean, yeah, but we're going to have to see what Devin show up. But that nervous energy, like you was talking about at the weigh-ins, when he was, I got the sense, because what I like to do is I like to kind of like pretend like I'm in that person's like shoes for that moment. Like, what would I be doing if I'm Norman? And I, what I mean? I mean, not Norman. If I'm Haney, why would I be bouncing around like that, going all up in his face like I'm playing around? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking at Haney's confidence right now, and I'm like, you know what? He's not too confident right now, and he's not, like, you can tell he's not like below confident. He's like neutral to where you can't really read him, right? So I'm like, I don't know. That nervous energy kind of made it look like in his head he was like, hey man, I was just playing around with all that talk, man. Please don't kill me on Saturday. It kind of gave me that type of energy. You know what I mean? So, but like I was saying, like, that we don't know where his mindset really is until we see. But I got a feeling that, like I said, it's not that easy to get over trauma. I don't care what nobody says. If you've been knocked out multiple times like that, and then you're thinking like, damn, he was on, PEDs or whatever, he was on this. How I know this man ain't gonna have something in his gloves, or what if he is on PEDs? Or we in Saudi, da, da, da. And then I'm thinking of the other side, like Polly was saying, like, okay, politics, he's backed up by Turkey, he is a Muslim, and he's not on that right now. He's not all like, oh, get off my dick, or he's not like, he's not being too like disrespectful right now. You know what I mean? Because I
No,
feel like he probably thinking in his head like, man, maybe that shit brought me bad luck, man. Let me just hurry up, get this interview, get this way in, and get the fuck off the stage.
true.
That's what it
And
looked like
you
he said.
and
You
it's
know?
a good pickup on your end because even if I mean we have a real educated group here, so I'm sure they watch what we watch. When you watch Devin this fight week, he was using he in this. I'm not saying that. I'm just calling it out. I don't remember him in his last fight week against Jose, or probably the Garcia fight week, because Jose Ramirez was still ring. It was still Turkey doing that fight. But he said this week, every time he would speak, he would say Alhamdulillah, and he would say, he was using the his faith's words about being gracious. Another one. He was way more respectful, like you said. But Kingdom Life's service is kind of, I think he's struggling with some reception. But guys, what are you guys getting on this? What read are you getting? Are you agreeing with Kingdom and I that you think that Dev has a little bit more? He's a little bit more reserved in fight
Okay, there we
week.
go. I think I'm back.
Yeah, yeah, it's all good. I was just finishing your point about how
Man,
this
that
week
call
during
really
fight
fucked me
week.
up, huh?
What happened?
Yeah, my sound went out, bro. I got a call. Sound went the
Okay,
hell out. I don't even know if you can hear me now.
I can hear you. We can hear you.
Mic is muted. Oh man, I'll probably have to get back in there. Shit.
Y-
I wonder what you were
eh,
saying. And I'm gonna have to reload this, or I'll just let somebody else get on because
All
my
right.
sound went out.
Okay, it's all good, man. Call again. Okay. All right, guys. Do you remember when Bernard Hopkins pressed Bill Haney? I do. I do. What do you guys make of this? Where's your money at, boys? Frank B finally catching a live. Let's do it. All right, guys. So all the weigh-ins have done. I think Devin. Look, even though I got money on Norm, I think Devin looks focused. I do. My whole perspective, my take is that Haney does look focused. He looks switched on. I think we're going to see a good Devin Haney. I think we're going to see a prepared Devin Haney. Was it enough for I'm not a flip flopper. My money, as you know, is on Norman. We still good. At the end of the day, sound. Yo, Kingdom, man, thanks for coming on. But you brought a good perspective. And do you do your own content? Because if you do, man, if you do, let me know what your channel is. And if you don't, you should do your own content because you got a good delivery. You know what you're talking about. You study tape. Um, yeah, thanks for coming on, Kingdom. We got to do that more often, man. That was fun. And another one of my favorite things about our chat and our group and our Discord, the growing community, is that we get to do this. We get to put name and we get to put a face and a voice to a lot of the guys who are winning a lot of money as well. So Wavy Comey, man, better not let Norman touch that chin. All will be known in due time. My money's staying in my pocket for this one. Adu in the house. All right, so those are the weigh-ins. We got fights coming up. I'm gonna pull the odds back up, guys, because we have that Pro Box card. Let's get over the odds. We're gonna talk Pro Box. I'm gonna pin it real quick, so you guys will know what time it is. Pro Box card. I'm going to show you my parlay that we made. If you guys missed my live stream yesterday, okay. So these are going to be the current Pro Box odds. So these are the English fights: Niall Brown and Eubank. I got Eubank earlier in the week at $1.35. It's wild seeing the odds crashing, and so a lot of money has come in on Harlem. So I'm not going to include this fight on the Pro Box. So Scarborough. Yeah, Scarborough Medina. I didn't put too much energy in the tape. I got a lot of my insights on this card from Tommy Randone, Paulie, and TJ individually. Chilltown left me a message about Roman Villa and Veron. So I don't see, and this is me personally, I don't see any upsets on this card. So let's just see what the odds give us taking the A sides here. I did play you guys a message. Did you guys get my Money Pal versus Dante Benjamin message? I played it for you on the live yesterday. Shout out to my boy Marcus Knoll from Ohio Runs Boxing. He left me a message a month ago when Dante Benjamin and Money Pal became official on this card. And he said that Money Pal is a live dog. He was like, he knows people putting money on Money Pal. I'm not going to. After I saw, I have Dante here. I have Dante Benjamin here. But even Ohio Runs Boxing feels that the draw could be in play as well. So I'm just giving you all angles. What I've taken is all the A sides on Pro Box. TB, Erdenbot's fighting Montoya. Some people think Montoya's a live dog. And then this is the fun one. So 85%, this is more of like depending on your bankroll. I wouldn't go too risky. Like if you go $100 here, you get your money plus 85 in return. So it's a sneaky little, what is that? A 4-leg? Yeah. So this is what I did. This is kind of like the action in terms of the units. I'm betting on this. I have this on a standalone, a little 4-legger. If it turns over, we'll take that and flip that into probably a couple props going into Riyadh, Saudi. And I got a nice little bank from the last month. So this is just kind of my style on the Pro Box card. My guy, Win, appreciate you, brother. Win Santiago with the super sticker. Guys, however you can support me, super chat, super stickers, subscribe, like this, comment, join the Discord. Discord, we are close. We're close to 300. I want to show you boys. Okay, so this is the Discord. Oh, they really did a face-off. Y'all cats is. Am I gonna have to cover this fight, guys? Let's do a poll. Johnny, press 1 if you want me to cover Jake Paul versus Joshua. Press 2 if you don't want me to cover. I've never covered a Jake Paul fight. I'm not happy about this fight. This fight. Yeah. Cash grab. So we had about 177 people voting. So guys, we have an algorithm built into our Discord for our moderator Gil created. So with all these big fights, we do these polls. So this poll we got 177 out of our 285 Discord boys voted. And throughout the week, we vote on 3-leg parlays. And as we get to fight night, the algorithm will spit out based on our votes, winning parlays. We launched this feature last week, and both of our algorithmic parlays hit. So I talked a little bit about that last live stream. It's a great little feature. Shout out to all the new. We got RR, LX, Chris, and Boxing Better just joined the Discord as we speak. Shout out to all the new Discord boys. I'm gonna go back to we're gonna go back to our parlays real quick, and I'm gonna take your questions now. We're 30 minutes in. I'm gonna stay on for another 30 and take some questions about the fights. This is my Pro Box parlay, $1.85 on the return. Where are you boys? What are the questions at? I think Dante. Okay, so I think Dante gave a knockout, but someone said a draw. Well, the draw was kind of, people were kind of saying the draw. The only guy I heard say the draw is in play is Marcus from Ohio Runs Boxing. I like Dante here on the money line. Yeah, so I did the same. No distance on Mason and Noakes, Benavidez and Yard. Julius tapping in. Okay, that's the play. So I'm playing. I got Mason, no distance, Benavidez, Yard. So you're playing Benny to get his first stoppage. Do you think that? I think that's a question. Do you think David Benavidez is going to get his first stoppage at light heavyweight? Do you think Sam Noakes can upset Mace? Of course. Sam Noakes is a live ass dog, man. They call him the Kent Golovkin, but and then Midge Sam Noakes. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Do I think it can happen? Yes. I just think a lot of people are making a lot about the style versus style matchup. What I've seen in the film study is a very drastic speed difference and then a timing difference. And also because Abdullah is quicker with better reflexes, I think he's also a more accurate puncher. You mix that with Sam Noakes' style, he just stays there. I think he's tailor made for Mason. I think he's tailor made for Mason. Yeah, I'm not covering that shit. Elagos. Fine, describe the description, I'm assuming. Uh Elagos, if you subscribed in the Discord, go to my main. You got to go to my main screen on YouTube to get the link. And it doesn't say that you subscribe because you'd have a star. You see how you see how Frank B got that star? And how you see how Kiza got that star? Elagos, when you subscribe, you'll get that star. And once you get the star, go to my YouTube channel. You'll see the members only Discord link there. I just didn't have time, bro. Yeah, do a Jake Paul versus. I'm not doing it. You know what's gonna happen is I guarantee the undercard's gonna have some good fights on it. History wants me to. Don't cover that, please don't. Yeah, the boys. Boxing Wiz, appreciate you, brother. No distance, Pam and Booma. Julius, you want to tap in on the live? All right, King of Fitness. We're let's talk about the UFC real quick, guys. We're gonna talk about the UFC real quick. We'll go back to boxing. All right, I'm gonna go over this. So I'm only I'm you know what? Just for the sake of the brevity, I'm gonna pick two. I'm gonna just do a 2-leg. That Ishmael Nardia fight, Ryan Loder fight's interesting. Toporia's brothers on the card. Ulanbekov is on the. There's a lot of 50-50 fights here, boys. Horiguchi Ulanbekov, Abdulrahman Yakyaev, Bogdangrad, Luke Riley. That's an interesting fight. Alex Perez is fighting. Wow, Alex Perez is a big dog here. That's interesting. I wonder if he's healthy. If Alex Perez is healthy here, he's a live dog. Hermanson versus get starched, but Hermanson is a real vet. And we've seen Miktabek Orlby fade in certain fights. I think Hermanson's a dog here. Volkan Uzdemir. Mate, that's a good fight, man. Alonzo Menafield. If Uzdemir is even a fraction of his prime and he isn't showing any residue from the knockouts, but then again, man, Alonzo Menafield, he's live. There's gonna be some dog money coming in for sure. All right, I'm gonna take one pick. I'm gonna bet one fight. My one UFC pick is my boy. I'm taking Bilal to beat Machado. That's gonna be my dog of the week, and that's gonna be the one UFC pick I go with. The hate Bilal gets is insane to me, and Bilal's my boy. I'm friends with Bilal, like I always talk about. I remember first chatting with Bilal in 2015, almost a decade ago. He's a Midwestern kid, regional Chicago MMA scene. Lewis Taylor has been his mentor and his coach. Handguns Taylor, an OG in the Chicago MMA scene. Lewis Taylor, those two have a great bond. I like, and Machado's a legit, world level guy. Machado's the favorite for a reason. I'm going to take Bilal to turn the clock back with his grappling wrestling, and get the win over Machado. We'll see. That's it. I know that's not a popular pick, but that's my pick. Johnny, bet with your wallet, never with your heart. We'll see if this backfires. I like Bilal. All right, so we got Kingdom Life, Eubank. I'm gonna catch up to this. FX coaching, the big fella. Nice having you back, big dog. I'm gonna catch up with all these chats. Bogdan to beat Luke. And if you got listen to FX, he thinks Bogdan to beat Luke. Yeah, there's money on that card, guys. My only advice to the UFC boys, because there's like 4 or 5 fat dogs that look like they could be barking, just play one fight. Don't nothing's worse than when you pick 3 dogs on a card and 2 of them bark and 1 doesn't. So don't get greedy. Ian has a fight in his prime. Yeah, he beat Colors Pride his 50-50 fight. Bilal is done. Yeah, probably. He's probably done. I don't agree though. I think Bilal's still hungry. But we do know, to back Manny's point here, we do know the UFC eats its veterans. We see it time and time again. So the way this is trending, watching what happened to Leon last weekend, and just every week we just see the vets getting eaten. The UFC really eats its vets. So I want to go back to usually something that's interesting because there's so many fights. Oh shit, Austin Trout's fighting in bare knuckle December 5th. I remember interviewing Austin Trout after his Vegas fight, I think with Canelo. This would have been 2016. Austin Trout is still doing the damn thing, boy. Albuquerque, New Mexico in the house. Yeah, I think people are sleeping on Bilal. Something that isn't getting talked about is we have fights that are taking place in 38 minutes. So there's fights in 37 minutes. Where are my DGens at? Could we get a DGen stand up? Stand up. Harlem Eubank is fight. Let's see. Here's an interesting. One of my boys sent me an interesting prop. I know some folks who've gone heavy here. What you feel about that? Now you see that. Now you heard that. Harlem by knockout. Anyone playing? Anyone jumping? I wish I could get. Dude, I love Cage. I watch all the Cage Warriors fights. What happened to my boy Samurai? It's a shame he never made it to the UFC, man. I remember watching Mason Jones coming up through Cage Warriors. I remember when Connor fought in Cage Warriors. Sam Creasy. I thought for sure Sam Creasy would have made it to the UFC, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah, he's coming off a loss too, that split decision loss. He was on a 3-fight winning streak too. Oh, and he never signed. He didn't re-sign with Cage Warriors. Who did he sign with? Octagon. He signed with Octagon. He's in some fun fights. Sam Creasy, Samurai. Anybody taking Harlem? Pillow hand. He won't do it. Yeah, I would say. I mean, he's athletic. There's always something that happens in Harlem's fights. A headbutt, a cut, a low blow, a point. Is there a bet? Will there be a point deduction? I know some of the books in America, you guys get crazy prop bets. Does anybody I know will there be a point deduction? Will there be like a low blow, a headbutt? We don't get crazy props like that on sports bet. I do think T-Sen will win. Johnny, you think T-Sen will win by decision? Let's see what the books are saying. I have him on a. I don't. Last time I looked, Manny, I didn't get an option for method of victory. Oh shit, Montoya's tough, man. And Montoya's the pro. Is I watch. Did you guys watch the Pro Box interview with Montoya? He's coming to win that fight. It's going to be a fun fight. I actually think these odds are wide. To think that Montoya is like a 6-1 dog against Erdenbot, I think these odds are wide. I mean, I have Erdenbot on the money line just for the sake of a DGen money line parlay, but the decision's probably in play here. Montoya's tough, dude. Montoya's tough. How are y'all so calm? How are y'all so calm? I'm blasting Jeezy way too long without future for right, dude. That's what I'm talking about. I'm about to go spar. Sent from Pet. To be honest, like I'm gonna stay on for I'll stay on for 5 more minutes. I gotta go box. I got my hand wraps there. You gotta put those 16s on. If you're still an old head like me, you better be sparring in nothing lower than 16. You better be wearing guards. Yeah, I know. Will there be a point deduction, right, user? All right, Erdenbot, win. Oh, is the dog in play? These are our favorite fighters, though, aren't they? Guys who win and they're easy to get hit. Yo, get out of here. Yo, Anthony Orozco, I had big 5K bet on him. He was fighting a can, but then the can pulled out. God damn it. PJ in the house. Do Eubank fight go the distance? I think so. I think it goes over. If you're going to play this bet, PJ, it starts in about 2 hours. Will the fight go the distance? Yes. But the danger in this bet, PJ, is like we already talked about with Harlem Eubank. His fights, Harlem Eubank's fights are just, I mean, just as of recent memory with the Jack Catterall, there's cuts, headbutt. There's certain fighters who are always in these sort of fights. Think about Emmanuel Navarrete. When you're betting on a Navarrete fight, you can't always just bet will Navarrete win. How you have to take in consideration, this could end before the final bell. This could end. Somebody could get headbutted. Somebody could get cut. There's gonna be points deducted. Yeah, Harlem Eubank's kind of in that category for me. So Varon wins. He looks like he struggles in later rounds. What? So this is no shade to Roman Villa, but from what I'm hearing and from the messages I've got, and just for this, I'm not gonna ever play the private messages that I get in our Discord for you guys, but I do play private messages that I get in Instagram. So the private messages I got on this fight are in Discord, and just from me to you, I think Varon is the pick here, based off of the tread and rumors of what Roman Villa has looked like in sparring, and just the tread. Good fighter. This is a good fight. It's a good fight. It's a stressful fight. It's not one that if you've gone heavy on Varon on the money, I wouldn't go heavy on Varon on the money line. Just do a little sneaky parlay. I'm doing a little $100 pro box parlay, 85% return on the faves. But smart money will be coming in on maybe a dog or two. Like I said, I know a guy who has his eyes on Money Pal, the Money Pal fight at 4-1. I went the other way. I didn't listen to my guy. My guy's taking the draw on the Money Pal fight. I played you guys that yesterday. What's up, Red? What's up, Red? He gonna cry in the car. Yo, Debo coming. Who? Debo. Man, I'm just gonna tuck mine in. He gonna cry in the car. What do you think about Matias popping 30 for all? Hey, I'm salty about it, man. I thought I had Puello in that fight, and I had Puello winning 2 out of the last 3 rounds. And so for him to pop 30, it's the fight game, I like Matias. It's the fight game. We'll see. He has what, a week to put forth a B test, and if he doesn't put forth the B test sample, or if he fails that B test sample, rumor is that belt is vacated, and then it's going to be Dalton Smith versus Playo for the vacant 140 strap. Not a bad shout, yo. Based on those odds, and with dude, why not? Powell on points. He's a tough fighter, mate. Money Powell. I think Money Powell's live. Let's see what that'll get you. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Another example of my book being stringent. I'm not getting options to even have any props on that. But Ohio Runs Boxing on Instagram thinks that Money Powell is live. He also thinks that the draw is in play. Take what you will. I played you that. I could play you the message. No, they said they're going to elevate Pitbull Cruz to full champion. I thought, what's up, Mike Tyler? What am I reading then?
What's the first word?
I could have swore. I thought it was. Why did I read that wrong? So this is what Mike Coppinger is reporting. If Matias is eventually stripped of his WBC title upon investigation of the positive test result, expect the organization to order a vacant title fight between Dalton and Alberto Puello. I didn't see anything about elevation. Yeah, I say it all the time on here. I use Sportsbet for the navigation tool on my live stream, but I do put my bets on Bet365. I just didn't check the props. I joined my backup Google account. All right, so Elagos, what you have to do then is the account that you joined in, you have to sign into the account that you joined in and go to YouTube once you're signed in and click the link that's in the members only section. On base. Money foul points. Why not play that? I'm not playing it. I know guys in my network who are playing this bet. All right. So, and this is just me being, and you guys know my style. I'm not telling you don't listen, but I know a dude that that makes money gambling, who is taking Money Pal on the money line. He also said the draw. He said it's going to be close. I'm going the other way. I'm taking Dante, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. This is a live dog. My guy, appreciate you, brother. Oh, Los, are you Los? Did you met? Is this Los in the Discord? I think I responded to your message. Rest in peace, Maxim Dadashev. Rest in peace, Maxim Dadashev. Keys in the house. Free Matthias. Ain't that the truth? Free Matthias. Dude, nothing like boxing humor, mate. Dude, I fucking love what we do. Dude, boxing's the greatest sport. With all its fuckery. With all the fuckery, it's all part of it. All the fuckery, the tests. I'm surprised we don't get more scandal when it comes to like relationship scandal. Like that Paulie Malignaggi, Adrian Broner sort of stuff. Because these are all savages. And with this day and age of social media, I'm surprised it's not. I'm glad it's not crazy like that. But with boxing, you never know. So every time there's breaking news, I'm like, what happened next? Guys, I'm gonna stay on for a little bit longer. I got to get in boxing mode. I got to get into sparring mode. We're 50 minutes in. Guys, 55 of the boys in here. Could you like this video? Could you subscribe? Join the Discord. The link is pinned in the comments section here. And I'll do Adam real quick. Adam does not know who I took. Adam, my take is all over the internet. People are salty about my take. I did a live debate with Gary from 3D Boxing about my take. I had Paulie Malignaggi on my live stream to talk about my take. So me being your friend and I want the best for you, I want you to do your due diligence and go watch the live stream I did. Either I did a live debate with Gary from 3D Boxing, and yet the other day I had a live stream show with Paulie Malignaggi and Tommy Raynone. So watch that and you'll see what time it is. Do you like Vernon? So I didn't do any of the Method of Victory Pro Box. I just did money line. It could happen. Guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I appreciate everybody here. I would stay. Guys, I'm coming on again. I'm going to do another live stream when I get back from the gym. Hopefully I have all my faculties intact. I'm not going to be sparring anybody who's we're not trying to kill each other.